So what do we have on the bench today? It's a Taylor Big Baby. Actually, it's a pretty old Big Baby. This is from the early 2000s, so it's getting kind of long in the tooth. The player brought it to me because she said it just was not sounding right anymore. She took it to another store somewhere, and they had mentioned that it was warped, their words, and that it was basically unfixable. And that seems strange to me, given that this is a Taylor Big Baby. Sounds actually pretty darn good. This thing sounds like it's been played in. It's nice. It's got a good tone to it. Lots of volume. The problem is that the string action is way out of whack here. This is actually 9/64ths at the 12th fret. And to put that in perspective, it's 5/64ths on the 3rd fret, which is pretty much what you want to see at the 12th fret. It's so high here that it's playing out of tune as soon as you grab a chord. So I think we can fix this relatively easy. I've done a couple of these before. This guitar has spent some time traveling in airplanes to and from places like Southeast Asia and back again. So it's obviously seen some heat, seen some changes in humidity over the years. There is, the pickguard is actually coming up. It's blistering off. The ends of the frets are just like barbed wire, so the fretboard is shrunk considerably. So we're going to dress those off and make it more comfortable to play. And we're going to do a quick and dirty neck reset on this. The Taylor Baby guitars are easy when it comes to neck resetting. So that's what we're going to do. So the neck on these guitars is held on with two what look like drywall screws, actually, 2.5 inches long. Makes it really easy to take the neck off. You can see it has a factory fitted shim here, plus 16 thousandths, put in there by Arturo in June of 2001. How you doing, Arturo? I've just set my little marking gauge here to a depth of 1 millimeter, and I'm using that to give myself a mark on the very end of the heel. And I'm going to be planing that angle from 0 at this end to that 1 millimeter depth here. I know from experience that that's enough to give me a significant reduction in the action height. I'd rather sneak up on that angle rather than overshoot it. So I'll get out the plane and we'll plane that down. Stringing it back up, I see that we've now got an action just above 6/64ths at the 12th fret, which is okay. I want to take it down a little bit more though. This is the middle of summer. This guitar is as humidified as it's ever going to be right now. So I think we can take it down just a little bit more. To do the final fitting, I'm using some 80 grit sandpaper that I've glued onto a flat block here. I've also taken a pencil and marked a series of lines across the end of the neck so I know exactly where I'm sanding. The initial planing, I know that removing 1 millimeter of material here dropped the action by about 3/64ths. So I don't need to remove very much. I just want about, well, less than half of a millimeter more. Shouldn't take very long, just a few strokes. This is just a little bit of shellac to seal up the raw wood here, where it's exposed at the end of the body. Okay, got her all set up and ready to play. The action ended up being between 5 and 6/64ths, which is comfortable, and it's good for another 16 or 17 years. I really don't like the idea that this player encountered a salesperson who would tell her that this was an unfixable problem. The neck, it wasn't warped, it was just a simple geometry issue, and I guess it could be an actual deception aimed at selling more guitars, but I don't like the idea that we should consider these things sort of disposable, especially in this era of dwindling resources where wood is concerned. So it's not a very expensive repair either. That's the beauty of Taylor's design, being able to pop the neck off like that, effect a little repair, and get it back in the player's hands really quickly. So, this was a fun little job. That's it for today. Thanks very much, and we'll see you again soon.